The Rising Shadows event has started around the world in Pokemon Go, and today we're running through all the tips and tricks for this event. Sorry this video is late, I was in Connecticut, video on that soon, but let's get into it. So this event is going May 22nd at 10 AM to May 28th at 8 PM all local time. Bonus during the event, Team Go Rocket will be appearing more frequently at Pokestops and in balloons, specifically every single 3 hours from balloons and just more combat stops. No, we cannot remove frustration during this event. We don't have that bonus. This is not like a regular Team Go Rocket event. Shadow Mewtwo is going to be in Shadow Raids from May 27th at 10 AM to May 28th at 8 PM. So this weekend, we'll talk about that Pokemon a little bit later. Note, by the way, Shadow Raid cannot use remote raid passes, only in-person passes for them. During this event, we're going to have 1-star Shadow Raids of Poliwag, Machop, Bellsprout, and Beldum, and then 3-star Shadow Raids of Bayleaf, Quilava, Kroganaw, and Sneasel. Now, any of these Shadow Pokemon you catch from raids are going to have an IV floor of 666. So not the regular raid IV floors, which is, fair, so it's not that easy to get 100% IV. And if it's weather boosted, no, that IV floor does not change. Only the 3-stars and the 5-star Shadow Raids can get a new feature called Enraged Shadows. This happens when the HP bar of a Shadow Raid gets to half. The Pokemon will become enraged, increasing its attack and defense. You can then go ahead and use something called a Purified Gem to remove this bonus and go ahead and take the Shadow Raid down easier, or you can just continue attacking it, but it's going to be a lot stronger. To get these Purified Gems, you can, number 1, defeat a Team Go Rocket Grunt, which will get you 1 Shadow Shard. Defeat a Team Go Rocket Leader, which will get you 3 Shadow Shards. Defeating Giovanni will get you 4 Shadow Shards. Defeating a Shadow Raid will get you at least 1 Shadow Shard, as well as the chance to get these bundles that hold 2 Shadow Shards. You can use 4 Shadow Shards to combine it into 1 Purified Gem, in which you can hold up to 10 Purified Gems at a time, it seems. Shadow Shards, by the way, will not drop if your item bag is full, so I think Shadow Shards do take item bags, so space, so make sure you have some. Now that's just Shadow Raids, but we also have regular things going down in this event. Specifically, wild spawns are going to be Ekans, Golbat, Coughing, Houndour, Poochyena, Skunky, Skorupi, and rare spawns for Hisuian Quillfish and Scraggy. The regular raids, which will be mixed and mangled with the Shadow Raids, are going to be 1-stars for Clefairy, Tentacool, Marill, Skrelp, and Poplio. 3-stars for Magneton, Lapras, Mawile, and Empoleon. 5-stars for Tapu Fini until May 24th, it's switching into Regigigas, and Mega Raids for Mega Pinsir until May 24th, switching into Mega Altaria. We'll also have an exclusive avatar pose, which you can buy in the shop, called the Rising Hero pose. And we also have some exclusive research going down during the event. As always, in-field research tasks, we're going to have the task defeat 2 Team Go Rocket leaders for a mysterious component, catch 10 poison type Pokemon for 500 Stardust, catch 10 dark type Pokemon for 500 Stardust, and win a raid for 1000 Stardust. There'll also be the last 2 pages unlocked of the Let's Go season special research, which will get you the Master Ball. On screen will be that research. It's very simple. If you haven't completed it, you just log into the game and you get this one for free, and then you want to go ahead and complete it all the way up to the last page. Specifically, page 5 is the one that's going to be new during this event, and nothing really is too hard here. Make 3 excellence might struggle, but overall pretty simple. This will lead you to a Master Ball encounter, which the Master Ball, by the way, you cannot miss with it. You just go ahead and throw it and it will automatically catch a Pokemon. It actually has a pretty cool animation. You can check it out on screen. Let me know in the comments what you're going to be using your Master Ball on. Probably the best thing though is the Galarian Birds, because they have the highest catch rate, or you can go ahead and save it for something that maybe in the future will be super hard to catch. Now that gets us right into our tips and tricks for this event, and we're going to start with, as always, what are the best wild spawns during this event. Now, you have a lot of dark and poison type Pokemon. Specifically, we're going to be looking at Golbat here, which Golbat, first of all, gets you 300 stars every time you catch it, but also Golbat is pretty good in the Great League as a not bad Pokemon. You can also evolve that into Crobat, which does have a little bit of play in the Ultra League and Premier Ultra League formats. We also have Houndour in there. Houndour evolves into Houndoom, which Houndoom does have a mega form in the game, is one of the best dark and fire type raid attackers, so make sure you get the candies and all that stuff for that Pokemon. We also see Stunky in there, with Stunky evolves into Skunk Tank. Skunk Tank is going to be not bad for the Great League and the Ultra League as a safe swap Pokemon, specifically in the Shadow form, but it's a great opportunity to get the candies and XLs. And that moves us into Skorupi, one of my favorite Pokemon, which does have a beautiful shiny, and also Drapion is going to be good in the Great League and the Ultra League as a safe swap Pokemon. There's actually a spotlight hour for that one tomorrow. If you really want to go after those Skorupi, 6 to 7 PM spotlight, check out the graphic on screen. Finally, we have Scraggy in there, which Scraggy evolves into Scrafty, a very strong Ultra League and Great League Pokemon, and pretty rare spawn, so go ahead and take advantage of that one if you need some more PvP mons. Now let's talk about raids. What are going to be the best Shadow Raids during the event? Now in the 1-star raids, which you can actually solo the 1-star raids by yourself, so you don't need anyone to do these Shadow Raids, we have Poliwag. Poliwag evolves into either 1 Politoed, which is good in the Great League as the Shadow form, and you can also evolve it into Shadow Poliwrath, with again, not bad in the Great League and even has a little bit of play in the Ultra League. I won't say this one is super meta, but it can be a very strong core breaker. We also have Shadow Machop in there. Shadow Machop evolves into Shadow Machamp, which Shadow Machamp is one of the best fighting type raid attackers in the game right now, so a very strong Pokemon to grab there. Also, Shadow Machamp does see a little bit of play in the Great League and the Ultra League, so great Pokemon to use there. We also have Shadow Bellsprout in there. Shadow Bellsprout into Shadow Victory Bell, not a bad Great League Pokemon, very strong on the Grass Hole team if you haven't heard of that one. And finally, Shadow Beldum in the 1-star raids, one of the fan favorites here. Shadow Metagross is going to be the number 1 Steel type raid attacker in the game, and I never really see it getting topped. So it's a great strategy here to farm the Shadow Beldums, get some good IV Shadow Metagrosses from these Shadow Raids. Probably the best 1-star raid to go after. In the 3-star Shadow Raids, we do have Quilava, which you can evolve into Shadow Typhlosion. Shadow Typhlosion, not a bad fire type raid attacker. Also, Shadow Crocodile evolves into Shadow Feraligatr, which is not a bad water type raid attacker. Finally, Shadow Sneasel in there, which evolves into Shadow Weavile. Shadow Weavile is like one of the best dark and ice type raid attacking Pokemon, so great opportunity to get this one. By the way, way, anyone wondering the difficulty of these shadow raids, the 1 star is very easy. You can take it down solo as long as you have decent counters. And the 3 stars, as long as you use like 1 to 2 purified gems, you can duo it if you have the top counters. They are pretty tough if you don't have the top counters and don't have the purified gems. But if you do have those things, then they're going to perform similar to regular 3-star raid. However, we do have Mewtwo coming this weekend. My tip is definitely going to be to save those purified gems if you can, or stack up on those purified gems for Shadow Mewtwo this weekend if you plan on doing them. Mewtwo will probably be the hardest to do, so saving those purified gems to use on those Mewtwo's will be essential. I will have a counter guide for this Pokemon coming out on Friday, as well as my predicted difficulty. I'd say with purified gems, you could probably take down Shadow Mewtwo with maybe 3 trainers, as long as you have the top counters. If you don't have the top counters, you're looking more at probably, I'd say 5, 6 to be safe taking it down. But again, you're going to want those purified gems. They're going to make a huge difference in those battles. Now, we do have regular raids during this event, and overall, not really much to go after. In the 3 stars, we do have Lapras in there. You know, it doesn't come around that often, and Lapras, not bad for the Great League and the Ultra League. We also have Mawile in there, which does have a Mega Form in the future, so you can go ahead and get ready for that one. In the 5 stars, we still have Tapu Fini, which again, Tapu Fini good in the Great League and the Ultra League if you do not have one for that. But again, you need to trade it down for the Ultra League. Regigigas is in there, which Regigigas has no meta relevance in Pokemon Go. It got shafted by moveset completely, so really this is just going to be a shiny dex. In the Mega Raids, we have Mega Pinsir, which again, the #1 bug type raid attacker, so if you don't have some Mega Energy for that Pokemon, make sure you grab it before it leaves on the 24th. Yeah, overall, I'd stick to the Shadow Raids this week because the regular raids are not looking that great. Now, we do have a lot of Dark and Poison type Pokemon spawning during this event, so as always, I always recommend Mega Evolving a Pokemon, because if you don't know, if you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch, it shares a type with that Mega Pokemon. You will get extra candies, XL candies, and XP for catching that Pokemon. Specifically during this event, a lot of Dark and Poison type Pokemon, so you're going to want to go ahead and Mega Evolve either a Mega Venusaur, a Mega Beedrill, a Mega Gengar, a Mega Gyarados, a Mega Houndoom, or a Mega Absol. This will get you the most extra XL candies for all of those Wild Swan Pokemon, so it's definitely worth doing. However, this weekend, when Shadow Mewtwo is out, if you can, I would actually Mega Evolve a Psychic type just to get extra candies for Shadow Mewtwo, because Mewtwo doesn't come around very often, and those extra XL candies you can get from those raids, even if you're not using a Mega in your battle party to do damage, it's still, I think, way more worth it to Mega Evolve. Finally, that leads us into our Platinum Mails tips. If you don't know, you need 35 Platinum Mails to go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go. Which one should you grind during this event? Because you want to get on top of it, because, you know, when it comes time, you know, you can't really get 3 Platinum Mails in 2 days. First of all, Punk Girl Metal, catch 2,700 poison types. You know, the poison types are everywhere. And same thing with the Delinquent, same thing. We also have the Hero Metal, defeat 2,000 Team Go Rocket members. Those grunts are going to be more common at the stops, more common in the balloons. So go ahead and work on this medal if you haven't completed it. I think it's 2,000 to complete it. And by doing that, you're going to be catching a lot of Pokemon, which you can purify for the Purifier Medal, purify 1,000 Shadow Pokemon. Usually purifying is not that good. It'd actually be pretty cool if when you purify a Pokemon, you get a purified gem. Like, that would be a nice addition. Finally, the Rising Star Medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. We have a lot of raids, a lot of shadow raids going down. So if there's any of the raid bosses you've never raided once before, raid that species at least once to get a point towards a Rising Star. And no, I do not believe the shadow form counts as a separate point as the regular form. It could be a glitch in the code in which if you raid a Beldum versus a Shadow Beldum, you get 2 points towards this medal, but I don't think so. And with that being said, guys, that is my tips. Again, I am sorry if this video was late. I was in Connecticut, which you guys will see a video soon about that, which was a super fun weekend, but go ahead and take advantage. I will be streaming Shadow Shiny Mewtwo hunting this weekend. So if you don't want to see me try to get a shiny Shadow Mewtwo, definitely come tune in. And we'll be also live streaming just the regular form of this event on Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST. Drop your tips in the comments section below. We'll see you on the next one. Follow up to everybody. Peace.